Welcome back. New this morning at 6 a.m., President Biden is going to be in New Hampshire today to tout his new $1 trillion infrastructure bill, which was signed into law during a ceremony at the White House yesterday. In addition to funding for roads and bridges, the measure also includes billions of dollars for electric school buses.
It is also going to make it possible for Americans to get off the sidelines and into the game of manufacturing solar panels, wind turbines, batteries to store energy and power for electric vehicles, including electric school buses, which will mean millions of children will no longer inhale the dangerous diesel fumes that come out of the buses. For real, it's a big deal.
So 2 Rhode Island school districts already taking charge, becoming the first in the state to use these new vehicles. And 12 News reporter Kayla Fish is joining us live in studio to break down how they work and what kind of impact they'll have, and also when you can see them rolling in your community.
Well, in Westerly and Block Island, these big yellow school buses are going green. Both school committees recently voted in favor of switching from diesel buses to electric ones, a first for schools here in the Ocean State.
Schools in Westerly and Block Island saying goodbye to this and hello to something quieter and, more importantly, cleaner for the environment.
I don't see a negative in an electric bus. I know what these diesel buses are doing when they're running into school areas and having to pick up kids at bus stops. Just what's coming out of the exhaust has got to stop.
Westerly plans to replace 2 outgoing buses in its fleet with electric vehicles, a test run for a program they hope to expand in the future.
We all want to think globally, act locally, and do something for the kids that is long-term and helps our community.
And soon, Block Island's entire fleet will be electric, since the school only has 1 bus.
Teams come out to play Block Island. They'll be getting picked up in an electric bus down at the boat and brought up to the fields. It's kind of cool.
Instead of a motor, electric buses run on batteries with 0 emissions while making their rounds. For both districts, the choice seemed like a no-brainer.
You know, increasingly we're concerned about costs, obviously, about sustainability, about the quality of the air that our kids breathe every day. So anything we can do to contribute to that is something that we want to explore.
But the change isn't cheap. Guarino says electric buses are about 4 times as expensive as the typical diesel ones. Add to that the cost of installing infrastructure like charging stations and other startup expenses.
And I would like to think that eventually we would get around to that anyway, but it probably would have been far, far down the road.
But for Block Island, it's free, thanks to an anonymous donor who, through the Block Island Solar Initiative, is contributing more than $400,000 to make his decades-long dream come true.
The generosity and the forethought of our anonymous donor for thinking of the school. And really, you know, it is for the future of Block Island.
Westerly, on the other hand, will be paying for the switch using grant money from places like National Grid and the Department of Environmental Management. And more money could be on the way. The new federal infrastructure bill, just signed by President Biden, includes $5 million to help schools nationwide make the switch to electric and low-emission buses.
There'll be even more money available to lessen the cost so that it's worth replacing the bus for the community and not going into debt to try to do it.
Now, both schools will be using Bluebird electric buses, and they're working with Anderson Motors to get these vehicles on the road. Leaders at both schools tell me they plan to have these buses up and running by next school year, and they hope their actions, as well as the funding from the federal infrastructure bill, will inspire other districts to consider that change as well. Live in studio this morning, I'm Kayla Fish, 12 News.